Hi, I'm Alma Langlois. Welcome to my channel where I delve into the mad, the macabre, and the infernal darkness that frequently overwhelms my thoughts. And speak of the devil, today let's watch everyone's favorite antichrist, Damien Thorn, grow up in the meanest, and therefore my favorite, of the Omen sequels. It's The Final Conflict, written by Andrew Birkin and directed in 1981 by Graham Baker. In a spellbinding performance and an early starring role by Neill, Damien, now 32, is fully in charge of Thorn Industries, the multinational corporation formerly run by his ill-fated uncle in the second film. In an unspecified not-too-distant future, the world is plagued by international recession and political turmoil, but Thorn Industries is known for its philanthropic business practices. Damien continues his quest to seize the reins of power as Antichrist, and achieves the appointment of ambassador to Great Britain through Mephistophelian means. And he even has the good fortune to have Don Gordon as an assistant.
Are you familiar with the Book of Hebron?
I don't know anything about the Book of Hebron.
But stormy skies lay ahead for our favorite Antichrist as the Seven Daggers of Megiddo are uncovered by a construction crew and end up in the hands of a new order of priests led by Rossano Brazzini, assembled to put an end to the Antichrist. Although, I don't think Damien has too much to worry about. They're more like the Three Stooges than monks on a mission. And that's being unfair to Shimp and Curly, who probably would have done better than these bozos. For something they've been preparing for their entire lives, these guys seriously suck at it. Nice going, Elmer Fudd. They also know they're up against the son of Satan, who's armed with gnarly supernatural powers. But their only plan seems to be, well, let's pair off into twos and ambush this guy.
Now you see that evil will always triumph, because good is dumb.
You had one job to do, guys. Just one. These guys are putting me on Team Antichrist because at least he's not a complete idiot.
Take him.
Not too worried because he has time to ignite a romance with Barbara Walters of British television Kate and bond with her son Peter, who's all too eager to be Damien's new disciple. But just wait, a constellation signals the second coming of Christ, sending Damien spiraling into paranoia. And Satan must have a better HR department because Damien assembles hundreds of devoted followers with orders to liquidate the Nazarene. All baby boys born in Britain on the date and time of the constellation must die. And just in case you were worried this movie might be too tasteful, when the normally skeptical Kate is blinded by Damien's charm, he shows her his true colors by taking a trip up Satan's alley.
Ew!
The Final Conflict starts off promisingly with subtext about the conglomeration of power between multinational corporations and the federal government.
As to the other matter, I'm afraid I can't accept the post. See, if I were ambassador to Great Britain, I'd have to relinquish my control over Thorn.
Hell no, we can take care of that for you.
It is against the law.
Then we'll just have to bend it a little.
In the Final Conflict, Armageddon will be brought about by a globalist nightmare agenda. Damien is also appointed chair of the Youth Council of the United Nations. Not only is this a paradox, since he'll later issue orders for mass infanticide, but it's implied he intends to further his agenda by indoctrination of the young. There's also subtext about Western culture's preoccupation with charisma, although these days most politicians have the charisma of a case of psoriasis.
They're all God's children, Harvey.
Unfortunately, these ideas all get dropped as the narrative gets increasingly jumbled. Some of this may be due to the fact that since Alan Ladd stepped down as the studio head at 20th Century Fox, there was a revolving door of different executives involved with the film's production. Andrew Birkin also states that in his original script, Damien was the sole protagonist. However, 20th Century Fox said no way to the Antichrist being the anti-hero, so the script was rewritten, which results in it being less focused. Flaws aside, I think the biggest reason fans enjoy The Final Conflict is Sam Neill's phenomenal performance as Damien. He brings gravitas to the film, even in some of its more illogical moments, and his Shakespearean monologues are a real powerhouse. He plays Damien like he's in a production of Richard III, and we love him for it.
Nazarene charlatan, what can you offer humanity? Since the hour you vomited forth from the gaping wound of a woman, you've done nothing but drown man's soaring desires in a deluge of sanctimonious morality.
And he's such a handsome devil. The film also benefits from a wonderfully bombastic score by Jerry Goldsmith. And although not on the same level as the first Omen, there's some memorable sequences here as well. Warts and all, I've always had a soft spot for the final conflict. Even though for a movie called The Final Conflict, it ends up feeling anticlimactic. And I hate when that happens.
You were a long time coming.
You're telling me.
Join me next week for one of the most infamous films of all time, reassembled into a new cut you've never seen before. Demented times call for a demented leader. I'm talking about Caligula, the ultimate cut. So until then, pleasant nightmares.